Well, I hope you can see this word file as well as me. Now, today's topic that we are going to start is Anglo-Sikh Wars. In this first unit of your paper, we have studied so far what was the condition of India in the mid 18th century. After that, we have studied two important wars which are considered as the beginning of British Empire in India. That is Battle of Plassey or Battle of Buxar. उसके बाद में फिर हमने देखा कि जो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट पावर उस समय हिंदुस्तान में थी मराठों की, उसके साथ में ब्रिटिशों ने तीन लड़ाइयाँ लड़ी। दे फॉट थ्री इम्पोर्टेंट वॉर्स, तीन युद्ध लड़े और इस युद्ध के बाद में, तीनों युद्ध के बाद में मराठा एम्पायर जो है वो समाप्त हो गई 1818 में। तो हम लोग ग्रेजुअली ब्रिटिशों का एक्सपेंशन कैसे हुआ है हिंदुस्तान में ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी का वो देख रहे हैं, और उसी की एक अगली कड़ी है ब्रिटिशों के और सिख के बीच में जो दो युद्ध हुए उसके बारे में। और उस युद्ध के बाद में जैसे कि मराठों के साथ में, उस युद्ध के बाद में सिखों का जो एम्पायर था, सिखों का जो राज्य था वो समाप्त हो गया, एंड दैट होल टेरिटरी ऑफ पंजाब बिकेम द पार्ट ऑफ ब्रिटिश एम्पायर इन इंडिया, ब्रिटिश एम्पायर ऑफ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी। ऑलराइट, so let us go ahead now. So before these wars were fought in 1845-46, the first Anglo-Maratha war. लेकिन उसके पहले का थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड हमें जानना जरूरी है, क्योंकि मराठों के केस में भी हमने देखा था कि एक्चुअल में लड़ाई होने से पहले ही ब्रिटिश वहां पर अपॉर्चुनिटी देखने की कोशिश करते थे कि फ्रॉम वेयर दे कैन एंटर इनटू द पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ द मराठा दरबार। एंड सेम थिंग दे हैव डन विथ द सिख दरबार, दैट वाज कॉल्ड खालसा दरबार, और इट वाज आल्सो कॉल्ड लाहौर दरबार, बिकॉज कैपिटल जो थी महाराजा रंजीत सिंह की, वो लाहौर में हुआ करती थी। थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड में जाते हैं। रंजीत सिंह ने महाराजा रंजीत सिंह हियर यूनिफाइड द सिख। सिख जो 12 मिसल्स में बटे हुए थे, मिसल्स मींस दे वेर kind of warlord, and they used to fight among themselves, as well as sometimes they used to combine together and fight against the enemy, like Abdali's forces and all. So रंजीत सिंह जो था काफी केपेबल था। जब वो काफी छोटा था उसी समय उसके पिता की मृत्यु हो गई। शुक्रचिरिया मिसल का he became the leader of शुक्रचिरिया मिसल, and he united the Sikh, and then he constructed. He was successful in building a very huge empire. He defeated Afghan, and then with the Britishers, he managed to have a kind of diplomatic relationship. ब्रिटिश भी चाहते थे कि नॉर्थ वेस्ट का जो एरिया है पंजाब और उसके बियॉन्ड, देर शुड बी अ फ्रेंडली किंगडम देयर इन पंजाब, बिकॉज देर इज अ फियर दैट नेपोलियन, जिसके साथ में इंग्लैंड की लड़ाइयाँ चल रही थी, फ्रांस का नेपोलियन, ही में मार्च टुवर्ड्स इंडिया थ्रू दैट टेरिटरी. So it's better that we should have a good friendly person on the throne of Punjab, and that is how they maintain a friendly relationship with Ranjit Singh. And Ranjit Singh, on his part, also remained quite loyal to British, and because he understood that Britishers are quite supreme power. They are very superior militarily and technologically, and that is the reason during the Second Anglo-Maratha War, when Yashwantrao Holkar, this we have discussed in the last class, when Yashwantrao Holkar around 1800 and 0405, when he went to Maharaja Ranjit Singh for help, Ranjit Singh gave him respect, but then he refused to cooperate with him against the Britishers, and. In this second Anglo-Maratha war, as the Marathas were defeated, Scindias were decisively defeated, and Scindias, who had a very extensive influence over North India, up to river Satluj in Punjab, and he used to take yearly tribute from the Sikh king. Mm, as the Britishers defeated Marathas, Scindia particularly, the Britishers claimed that all those territory south of Satluj River is now British domination. And to the south of this Satluj, there were small Sikh kingdom like Patiala, Nava, Jin, Kaital. And this Sikh king also, they used to always fight among themselves. And Ranjit Singh, who had quite a stronger empire to the north of Satluj River, so he took advantage of this inner conflict of this king of Patiala, Nabajin, Kaithal, and he crossed Satluj River. He came south of Satluj River, and he conquered Ludhiana. Now, meanwhile, when all these events were happening, the fear of Napoleon was removed because now Napoleon got entangled in the wars in Europe. So now there was no fear that Napoleon would invade India, and Britishers, they thought that we no longer need any friendship of Ranjit Singh. And so now they took earlier as they tolerated Ranjit Singh's encroachment south of Satluj River, but now they claim that after the defeat of Marathas, the area south of Satluj River is under British control, and we will not allow Ranjit Singh to interfere in that area. And they also prepared for war. As there was conflict, Ranjit Singh made certain claims beyond Satluj River, south of Satluj River, and both the side they initially prepared for war. But then Ranjit Singh he realized that it's difficult for him to stand against the Britishers. They could defeat mighty Marathas who had a very extensive empire, and he withdraws from the war. He says, "Ki okay, fine, no, I don't want war," and they reaches a kind of agreement. So according to that agreement signed between Ranjit Singh on the one hand and Britishers on the other hand, Britishers agreed that to the south of Satluj, Ranjit Singh will have claim over fortified district that he has conquered, but then beyond that he will not encroach upon. And but in that area, south of Satluj, remember this area is very important when we talk about the first Anglo-Sikh War. So Ranjit Singh had certain districts, certain area to the south of Satluj and under his control, under his command, but there were restrictions on him. Like Britishers said that you will not bring very huge army south of Satluj, but the very minimum army that is required for maintaining the law and order in that fortified districts. Now, apart from that fortified district, River Satluj has now become a boundary between the British Empire to the south of Satluj and the Khalsa Empire or the Lahore Darbar Empire or the kingdom of Maharaja Ranjit Singh to the north of Satluj. And now, having secured his border to the south of in the south, that is Satluj becoming boundary between the British Empire in India and Maharaja Ranjit Singh's empire. Ranjit Singh was now open to extend his empire to the northerly direction, and that he has done quite judiciously. He extended empire to the northern area and conquered a very significant area. And but he tried always his best to maintain not to antagonize British and to maintain friendly relationship with them. In later on, the Shah Shuja, ruler of Afghanistan, when he was disposed from his throne, he came to Britishers for help, and Britishers helped him to put him on the throne. And in that episode, Ranjit Singh cooperated with the Britishers. This episode we will also come and we'll be talking about the British conquest of Sindh. So here Ranjit Singh, though he cooperated with the Britishers, he did not allow the British army to march through Punjab. He said, I'll cooperate with you, fine, but you cannot march through my area. You have to march through some other place. And the Amir of Sindh, as they were militarily weaker considerably in comparison to Ranjit Singh, the British army marched through Sindh to Afghanistan, and that Amir of Sindh was quite forced to allow the British army to march through. This, of course, we will be discussing about when we will be discussing about the conquest of Sindh by the Britishers. Now, to the south of Satluj, where Ranjit Singh had influence over this fortified district, there was an area called Firozpur. And that Firozpur, from that Firozpur, the conflict have started later on during the first Anglo-Sikh War, but then it started a little bit before that, even when Ranjit Singh was alive till 1839. Well, now, as Ranjit Singh, he was quite afraid of the military might of the British, and he remained loyal, faithful from his side. The Britishers were always looking for an opportunity to encroach on the territories of Ranjit Singh. So the Firozpur, which was a small principality, and that ruler was dependent on Ranjit Singh, but he dies without and here and without any consideration to the claim of Ranjit Singh. British, they occupies Firozpur in 1838, just 1 year before the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and then they started using it as a military cantonment. Now you see, the from Firozpur, the capital of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, that is Lahore, is only it's not far. It is just 40 miles. Well, it was just 40 miles from Firozpur, and that river which was separating Firozpur and Lahore, that river can also be crossed in 6 months in a year. You know, when it is a rainy season, it will be there will be a lot of water flowing, but during the when rainy season is over, especially during summer, the water becomes shallow and you can cross. So you know, having a huge British military cantonment very close to his capital was quite an objectionable for Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So you know, though Ranjit Singh took up this issue, but he did not allow the conflict to escalate to the war. And you know, and one of the historian even says that it was in the relation between Ranjit Singh and Britishers. It was Ranjit Singh who was always at the receiving end, and Britishers they always use their superior military strength to their advantage to arm twist Ranjit Singh in accepting what the Britishers want. ये जो रंजीत सिंह और ब्रिटिशों के बीच के रिलेशन का अगर हम अध्ययन करते हैं तो हमें ये लगेगा कि रंजीत सिंह ने हमेशा ही कोशिश की कि ब्रिटिश नाराज ना हो और ब्रिटिश मिलिटरी स्ट्रांग थे सुपीरियर थे और उन्होंने उस बात का अपने फायदे के लिए जरूर इस्तेमाल कर लिया रंजीत सिंह से वो बातें भी मनवाई जो कि उसको पसंद नहीं थी एनीवे जो भी हो लेकिन जब तक रंजीत सिंह जीवित थे 1839 तक तब तक उन्होंने ब्रिटिशों के साथ में कोई बड़ा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट नहीं होने दिया ताकि उनकी एम्पायर बची रहे लेकिन रंजीत सिंह की मृत्यु हो गई 1839 में और उसके बाद में वहां पर जो सिख एम्पायर थी या खालसा दरबार की जो एम्पायर थी वहां पर काफी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट शुरू हो गए क्योंकि कोई भी सक्सेसफुल सक्सेसर रंजीत सिंह का नहीं मिला रंजीत सिंह के समय से ही वहां पर दरबार में जो है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट शुरू हो गए थे बट रंजीत सिंह की अपनी पर्सनैलिटी थी कैपेबिलिटी थी तो उस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को उसने कंट्रोल में रखा एक महत्वपूर्ण रीजन क्या था कॉन्फ्लिक्ट का कि रंजीत सिंह तो कुछ सिख थे सिख खालसा थे लेकिन सिखों में क्या होता है खालसा सब बराबर होते हैं तो रंजीत सिंह को थोड़ा सा डर ये लगता था कि मैं अगर सारी पावर सिख अधिकारियों के हाथ में दे दूंगा तो हो सकता है मेरी बात ये माने या ना माने तो उसने अपने दरबार में एक बैलेंस रखने की कोशिश की ताकि कोई भी पार्टी ज्यादा सुपीरियर ना हो सो व्हाट ही हैज डन इज दैट he has promoted Rajput Dogra rulers, Rajput Dogras who were Hindus by caste. Even there were certain Muslim also. For example, उसका जो foreign minister था, he was a Muslim. लेकिन मुस्लिम्स का इन्फ्लुएंस दरबार में बहुत अधिक नहीं था मुख्य रूप से ये दो ग्रुप बन गए एक थे सिखों का ग्रुप और एक था ये डोगरा राजपूत जो कि हिंदू थे उनके समर्थन का ग्रुप तो ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जो थी जब तक रंजीत सिंह थे तब तक तो उन्होंने उसको कंट्रोल में रखा लेकिन रंजीत सिंह के मृत्यु के बाद में ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ज्यादा इंटेंसिफाई हो गई और फिर इसी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट का इस्तेमाल इसी ग्रुप का इस्तेमाल जो भी राजा बनने की कोशिश करता था वो अपने लिए इस्तेमाल करने की कोशिश करता था या फिर आर्मी की मदद लेता था एंड इसके कारण क्या हो गया ना इन आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ महाराजा रणजीत सिंह इन 1839 we see that there are series of murders one after another people were murdered there was a lot of conspiracy and there was a situation of anarchy and uncertainty जैसे कि immediately after the death of Ranjit Singh his son Khadak Singh becomes the ruler but Khadak Singh was not very capable तो उसका जो भाई था शेर सिंह वो रूलर बनना चाहता था तीसरा कंटेंडर ये था कि खड़क सिंह का जो बेटा था नवनिहाल सिंह वो भी बड़ा हो चुका था तो उसका कहना यह था कि भाई मेरे पिता जो है बड़े हैं अगर वो कैपेबल नहीं लगते तो आई विल बिकम द किंग बिकॉज लाइन ऑफ सक्सेशन शुड गो इनटू द हाउस ऑफ द एल्डर चाइल्ड अभी उस बात पे क्या हो गया दैट लेड टू लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट खड़क सिंह डाइज इन 1840 और उसके बाद में इमीडिएटली आफ्टर दैट क्या हुआ नवनिहाल सिंह डाइज इन एन एक्सीडेंट लाहौर के किले में जब वो जा रहा था तो किले का जो गेट था वो उसके ऊपर गिर गया एंड देयर वाज बिलीव दैट प्रोबेबली दिस इज अ कॉन्स्पिरेसी ये somebody has killed him तो जो सिख दरबार के जो प्रोमिनेंट लोग थे वो एक साथ आए उन्होंने एक मीटिंग की और कहा कि नवनिहाल सिंह की जो पत्नी है वो अभी फैमिली वे में है वो माँ बनने वाली है तो उसका जो बेटा होगा उसको हम लोग इस खालसा एम्पायर का राजा बनाएंगे एंड वी विल रूल ऑन हिज नेम अब ये इस तरीके की सिचुएशन थी तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट स्वाभाविक है देयर वर सम मोर कंटेंडर फॉर द थ्रोन द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट स्टार्टेड ध्यान सिंह डोगरा जो कि इन्फ्लुएंशियल थे वो वजीर बन गए और शेर सिंह जो कि खड़क सिंह के भाई थे रंजीत सिंह के पुत्र थे ही बिकेम वॉइस रॉय लेकिन शेर सिंह वॉइस रॉय तो बना, बट ही वाज नॉट satisfied. He himself wanted to become the king. So what he has done is he took the help of army, and in 1841 he declared himself as king. Now शेर सिंह जो था, he was not Sikh, he was Dogra Rajput. Sorry, Sher Singh was Ranjit Singh's son, but he was supported by Dogra Rajput, and this was not liked by the Sikhs, Indian Wala Sikh. So what this Indian Wala Sikh were related to Ranjit Singh. What they have done is that they ran away, and they took shelter with the Britishers. Now here the Britishers got an opportunity to intervene into the Khalsa Empire. और उसके ये सब जब गड़बड़ हो रही थी, तो वी हैव सम मोर मर्डर अनफॉर्चुनेटली. खड़क सिंह की जो पत्नी थी चांद कौर, और नवनिहाल सिंह की मदर. खड़क सिंह तो उनकी मृत्यु हो चुकी थी, नवनिहाल सिंह की भी मृत्यु हो चुकी थी. तो ये चांद कौर जो थी वो भी कॉन्स्पिरेसी या पॉलिटिक्स में इन्वॉल्व थी, तो उसका भी मर्डर हो गया. और ध्यान सिंह डोगरा, who was a supporter of शेर सिंह, he was also murdered. देन अजीत सिंह जो सिंधियानवाला सिख थे, जो कि इन डोगरा के अपोजिट थे और शेर सिंह डोगरा का सपोर्ट ले रहा था, तो इस अजीत सिंह ने शेर सिंह का मर्डर कर दिया. और जो ध्यान सिंह का मर्डर हुआ, उसका बेटा लेकिन कैपेबल था. ही फॉर्म हिज ग्रुप एंड ही एस्टेब्लिश हिज कंट्रोल ओवर द दरबार. तो रंजीत सिंह का जो छोटा बेटा था 5 साल का केवल, दिलीप सिंह उसका नाम था, he made Dilip Singh as a king. और उसकी जो मदर थी रानी जिंदन became regent, and Hira Singh became wazir. So we have this series of murder. Kharak Singh becomes king, then Navnihal Singh is murdered. Sher Singh becomes king, then he is also murdered. And Dhan Singh Dogra, influential noble in the court, was also murdered. And finally Dilip Singh, the young child of 5 years old, he comes to the throne. And you can see that when all this conflict was going on, the power of army was on the rise. Now there was a conflict between the people in the court and army. People in the court, they wanted to control army, and army wanted to establish their control over the court. Now during all this disturbance, there were definitely some certain selfish people फिशिंग इन द ट्राइंग टू फिश इन द ट्रबल वाटर, और अपने फायदे की बात सोचते थे. तो ये सब गड़बड़ में देयर वर सर्टेन पीपल हु हैड कम्युनिकेटेड विद द ब्रिटिशर्स वेर ऑफ कोर्स लुकिंग फॉर एन अपॉर्चुनिटी. ब्रिटिश तो इस मौके की तलाश में ही थे कि उनको कब लाहौर दरबार में इंटरवेंशन करने का चांस मिले. वेल, तो वहाँ जो दरबार में इम्पोर्टेंट जो लोग थे, लाल सिंह, गुलाब सिंह एंड तेज सिंह, ये इन लोगों ने ब्रिटिशों के साथ में कम्युनिकेट करना शुरू कर दिया. और ब्रिटिशों को भी ये लगा कि यहाँ जो पंजाब की जो सिचुएशन है, फ्लूइड सिचुएशन है, पॉलिटिकल अनसर्टेनिटी है, तो अफगानिस्तान या फिर रशिया इस फ्लूइड सिचुएशन का, इस अनसर्टेनिटी का फायदा उठाएगा, and they will establish their control over Punjab. So it's better that we should establish our control over Punjab. And Lord Hardinge, जो उस समय ब्रिटिश गवर्नर जनरल थे, they were already communicating with these 3 people in the Lahore Darbar, and they made a plan कि now let us provoke the Sikh army to fight the war, because now there is a disorganization in the Sikh empire. We are militarily quite strong now. हम लोगों ने मराठोस को बहुत पहले हरा दिया है. 1818 by 1818 मराठास were over. Now अभी अगले 20-30 साल में our army has become quite strong now. We have established the India which was conquered from the Marathas, that is well under control. वहाँ पर काफी अच्छे से हमारा कंट्रोल अभी बच गया है. So we can now take on the next step, that is occupation of Punjab. So they were well prepared. And जो सतलज नदी के दक्षिण में फिरोजपुर में जहाँ पर उन्होंने अपना कैंटोनमेंट बनाया था, they started amassing huge army there. बहुत बड़ी संख्या में वहाँ पर उन्होंने आर्मी का इकट्ठा करना शुरू कर दिया. And that was definitely provocation. अगर बॉर्डर पे आप देखते कि बहुत ज्यादा आर्मी का लाइन अप हो रहा है, तो anybody will go into the action. तो सिख आर्मी भी ऑर्गेनाइज होने लगी. उन्होंने भी अपनी फौज इकट्ठा करना शुरू कर दी. But still there were large number of people who were not in favor of provoking the war. But the Britishers, they communicated with these people like Tej Singh and Lal Singh and Gulab Singh, and they said कि you instigate this Sikh army. इनको आके दिखाओ दूर से कि देखो ब्रिटिशों ने हमारे खिलाफ सारी सेना जमा कर रखी है और अभी ज्यादा सेना जमा करने से पहले उनके ऊपर आक्रमण करना जरूरी है। सो देयर वाज अ होल लॉट ऑफ कॉन्स्पिरेसी एंड दिस सिख आर्मी पीपल, when they saw that the Britishers are gathering there in the huge number, their soldiers, they got really provoked, and the Broadfoot, the British officer, he was in communication with Tej Singh and Lal Singh, and then he said, "Okay, you provoke this army to start the war." और ये प्रोवोकेटेड एंग्री एक्साइटेड सिख आर्मी जो है दे क्रॉस सतलज रिवर। सतलज रिवर को क्रॉस करने के बाद में, नाउ यू रिमेंबर व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू, टू द साउथ ऑफ सतलज रिवर रंजीत सिंह हैड 45 डिस्ट्रिक्ट। सतलज नदी के दक्षिण में भी रंजीत सिंह के 45 डिस्ट्रिक्ट थे। तो जो रंजीत सिंह का या फिर खालसा दरबार का जो एरिया था, वहां पर ये सिख जो आर्मी थी उन्होंने वो जाके रहने लगे। एंड सिख वो अपने एरिया में थे, उन्होंने शुरू में ब्रिटिश कैंटोनमेंट के ऊपर या ब्रिटिश के ऊपर कोई आक्रमण नहीं किया, लेकिन ये सिख आर्मी का बहुत बड़ी संख्या में सतलज नदी को क्रॉस करना, द ब्रिटिशर्स प्रोक्लेम इट, दे डिक्लेयर इट दैट दिस इज एन एक्ट ऑफ वॉर। क्योंकि वो जो एग्रीमेंट हुआ था रंजीत सिंह के साथ में 1809 में, उसमें ये एक क्लॉज जो लिखा था वो ये था कि to the south of Satluj, खालसा दरबार और रंजीत सिंह will keep minimum army only to maintain the law and order। तो इतनी बड़ी संख्या में फौज को क्रॉस करना सतलज रिवर को, वो ब्रिटिशों ने कह दिया कि दिस इज एन एक्ट ऑफ वॉर, बिकॉज ब्रिटिशर्स वे डिप्लोमेटिकली वेरी क्लेवर। उनका इंटेंशन हमेशा यही होता था कि अपने दुश्मन को आप प्रोवोक कीजिए, पहले युद्ध की सारी तैयारी कीजिए, उस सारा प्रोवोक कीजिए और उसको मजबूर कीजिए आपके ऊपर आक्रमण करने के लिए, ताकि आप दुनिया की नजर में हो जाए कि आपने तो लड़ाई अपनी रक्षा के लिए लड़ी थी, यू फॉट फॉर योर ओन प्रोटेक्शन। बट ये सिख आर्मी का क्रॉस करना सतलज रिवर, they claim it as an act of war and then they declare a war on the Sikh। So this first Anglo-Sikh war that was fought between 1845 to 46, and Lal Singh, Tej Singh, Gulab Singh, they were already in alliance with the Britishers, and Lal Singh, when he was, very surprising thing is that when Lal Singh was marching along with his Sikh army, he was also communicating with the British officer Peter Nicholson, and Nicholson has advised this Lal Singh not to attack फिरोजपुर, because जब सिख आर्मी ने सतलज क्रॉस कर दी थी और जब दक्षिण में आए थे, उस समय फिरोजपुर में ब्रिटिशों की संख्या बहुत ज्यादा अधिक नहीं थी, तो पहले से अगर जोर से अटैक करते तो ब्रिटिशों की हार निश्चित थी। लेकिन लाल सिंह और जो लोग ब्रिटिशों के साथ में मिले हुए थे, दे हैव सेव्ड द ब्रिटिशर्स। सो ये आर्मी आ गई फिरोजपुर के सतलज नदी के दक्षिण में, but they did not attack Firozpur suddenly, because without the command of the commander, the army definitely will not move। तो लाल सिंह के कारण ब्रिटिश लोग की वहां जान बची, और पहली जो लड़ाई हुई सिख आर्मी और ब्रिटिश आर्मी के बीच में, वो हुई एट अ प्लेस कॉल्ड मुड़की। वो छोटी सी लड़ाई थी, लेकिन उस लड़ाई में सिखों ने ब्रिटिशों को हरा दिया। An initial push was so strong that the Britishers, it was difficult for the Britishers to hold। और उसी समय और ज्यादा जोर से चढ़ाई करके फिरोजपुर पे अगर चले जाते तो ब्रिटिशों की हार वहीं पर निश्चित थी। लेकिन लाल सिंह he was communicating with the Britishers, और सडनली जैसे ही सिख लोग जीते और ब्रिटिश थोड़े पीछे हटने लगे, लाल सिंह हैज लेफ्ट द बैटलफील्ड सडनली वो लड़ाई का मैदान छोड़ के चला गया, और ये सिख आर्मी जो थी वो कंफ्यूज हो गई कि व्हाट हैज हैपेंड, and it's because of that confusion the Britishers, they were saved। and फिरोजपुर से फिर सिख आर्मी जो थी वो फिरोज शहर चले गए। फिरोज शहर दूसरा शहर का नाम है। तो यहाँ पर फिर बैटल हुआ, यहाँ पर फिर लड़ाई हुई। नाउ ब्रिटिशर्स दे reorganized themselves and they attacked Sikh army at फिरोजपुर। और they were hoping, ब्रिटिशर्स को अभी लगा था कि भाई पहले जैसे लाल सिंह लड़ाई के बीच में से ही निकल जाएगा और ये सारे इनके कमांडर है, ये तो हमारे से मिले हुए हैं, तो Sikh army will not be able to put up resistance। But even though the commanders were conspiring against their own army, the Sikh army, they fought very bravely। The Britishers were pushed back, and that has created a lot of confusion among the Britishers। And here also the Sikh army had an upper hand। यहाँ पर भी हिस्टोरियन कहते हैं कि अगर ब्रिटिशों को और ज्यादा पुश किया जाता, उनको परस्यू किया जाता, तो सर्टनली ब्रिटिशों की हार जो थी निश्चित थी। लेकिन यहाँ पर भी जब रात हो गई तो इन द मिडल ऑफ द नाइट लाल सिंह along with some of the soldiers and some of the cannons, he suddenly leaves the battlefield. Next day morning, Tej Singh was there and he had certain army who was fresh. The Sikh soldier requests Tej Singh ki you have a fresh army who has not taken part in the war so far. We are with you. Let us attack the Britishers suddenly now, and we will be victorious. But Tej Singh also he refused to attack the Britishers, and that is how he ensured that Britishers are saved. And Tej Singh also incidentally he ran away from the battlefield, and though the British condition was pretty bad, Tej Singh and Lal Singh they did not take advantage, and they almost remained quiet for 1 month. Now you see 1 month at Firozpur, the Britishers now got enough time to call for the reinforcement, to call for the army from the different places. Like Ludhiana was under British control, and the Bombay and Delhi. So from all over these places, now British army started marching towards Punjab. And before they could reach Punjab, if the Sikh had attacked this British cantonment, probably the victory was sure. But deliberately, the Sikh commander did not do it. जानबूझ के लाल सिंह तेज सिंह इन्होंने ये काम नहीं किया। और जब ये सारी घटनाएं हो रही थी, 1 महीने दोनों आर्मी आमने सामने थी, ब्रिटिशों की स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ रही थी और सिख आर्मी काफी फ्रस्ट्रेट हो रही थी कि वी डोंट हैव अ गुड कमांडर टू लीड अस। देयर वाज अ पर्सन कॉल्ड रणछोड़ सिंह माजितिया। उसने ही क्रॉस सतलज एंड ब्रिटिश कैंटोनमेंट जो था लुधियाना में, वहां उन्होंने अटैक किया। लुधियाना का कैंटोनमेंट का कुछ पोर्शन को उसने जला दिया, एंड दैट वाज क्वाइट डिसग्रेसफुल फॉर द ब्रिटिशर्स। ब्रिटिशों के लिए काफी डिसग्रेसफुल था। और एक जो ब्रिटिश ऑफिसर था हेनरी स्मिथ, when he attacks this Ranchod Singh Majetia, the battle was fought at Bundiwal on 21st January 1846, and in that battle this Ranchod Singh Majetia he inflicted heavy losses on the Britishers. Britishers lost that war. Many of them were killed. But here also something very strange has happened. The person Ranchod Singh Majitia, he suddenly leaves the battlefield. And now historian they study it and they say that probably there was an hand of the Britishers. Probably Britishers have managed to corrupt him as well. ब्रिटिशों ने शायद उसको भी करप्ट कर दिया होगा। तो ये शुरू की जो लड़ाइयाँ थी उसमें सिखों की जीत होते हुए हमें दिखती है। नौ ये जो रणछोड़ सिंह माजितिया जो है ये सडनली अपनी आर्मी को छोड़ के भाग गया और उसकी आर्मी भी यहाँ पर डिसऑर्गेनाइज हो गई। एंड देन हैरी स्मिथ जिसको रणछोड़ सिंह माजितिया ने पहले हराया था, ही ऑर्गेनाइज हिज आर्मी, ही गॉट रिइंफोर्समेंट, उनको फौज मिल गई। एंड देन ही अटैक दिस सिख आर्मी एंड द सिख बटालियन एट अलीवाल वाज डिफीटेड। सो दिस इज probably the first defeat of the Sikh during this first Anglo-Sikh war. And उसके बाद में 1 मंथ के लिए, जैसे कि मैंने बोला, ब्रिटिशर्स हैव गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम। द कॉन्स्पिरेसी वेंट ऑन। The Britishers they tried to get into contact with the maximum people of Lahore Darbar and turn them in favor of the Britishers. तो यहाँ पर ये जो छोटी छोटी लड़ाइयाँ होती रही, उसके अलावा ब्रिटिशों को काफी समय मिल गया। और तेज सिंह, लाल सिंह एंड गुलाब सिंह they indulged into conspiracy and they entered into agreement with Governor General Lord Hardinge. गवर्नर जनरल खुद वहां पर फिरोजपुर में गया था। गवर्नर जनरल यूज्ड टू बी द हेड ऑफ द होल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी इन इंडिया। वो खुद फिरोजपुर में गया और वहां पर इन तीनों की तरफ से और ब्रिटिशों की तरफ से एक एग्रीमेंट बन गई। उस एग्रीमेंट में क्या था कि ब्रिटिशर्स ने पूरी स्ट्रेटेजी बनाई। द ब्रिटिशर्स वी विल अटैक द सिख आर्मी एंड नाउ दे वर वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि 1 महीने तक हमने सिखों को थका दिया है, दे आर फ्रस्ट्रेटेड नाउ और देयर लीडर्स आर करप्टेड। Now definitely we are going to defeat the Sikh. Their position was quite strong now as they got reinforcement from a very significant, very strong reinforcement. The Britishers will attack Sikh army, and after the army is defeated, the army will be dissolved. The Britishers will cross Satluj, and the way will be open for the British to march to Lahore. The Britishers they will occupy Lahore, and in return, this plan of occupation of Lahore, that is the capital and the whole of the Sikh empire, was already made. And in return of this help, Gulab Singh, the very instrumental person in all this conspiracy, will be given kingdom of Kashmir. So as they were very well organized now, the Britishers, they organized their forces and they attacked Sikh at Sabron. Sabron was still south of Satluj, and during this battle, during this war, Lal Singh was constantly giving information to Britishers, where is the Sikh army and which part is to be attacked. So he's standing with the Sikh army, but he was giving information to the enemy. And at the same time, he also stopped supply of ration to Sikh army. And though the leadership was corrupt, the Sikh fought very bravely, and the British attack was repulsed thrice. And here also again, this Lal Singh and Tej Singh, they have done what they have done earlier. They ran away from the battlefield in the middle of the battle, and now leaderless army, faced by the very strong, determined army of the Britishers, they Sikh begin to be defeated. They begin to lose the ground. And what this Tej Singh and Lal Singh have done, उन्होंने क्या किया, वो भाग के उन्होंने जो नाव का पुल बना हुआ था, नाव का पुल नदी पे बना हुआ था, नाव का पुल मतलब नाव एक दूसरे से बांध देते हैं, द बोट्स वेर टाइड विथ ईच अदर सो दैट यू कैन क्रॉस फ्रॉम वन बैंक टू अनदर बैंक. ये जो नाव का पुल था, इससे उन्होंने अपने कुछ सिपाहियों के साथ में क्रॉस कर गए सतलज रिवर, एंड देन दे ब्रोक द ब्रिज. वो ब्रिज को उन्होंने तोड़ दिया. तो बहुत सारे सिख जो थे, जिनको अभी लगा कि अभी तो हार निश्चित है, और अपनी जान बचा के जो भाग रहे थे, मेनी ऑफ देम हैव ड्रॉन इन द रिवर. उस नदी में भी डूबकर कई सारे सिखों की जान चली गई. एंड ये एक बहुत रेयर एग्जांपल है कि द कमांडर इज बेटरिंग हिज ओन आर्मी. तेज सिंह, लाल सिंह एंड गुलाब सिंह. उसके बाद में जब वो आर्मी हार गई, तो इट वाज नॉट डिफिकल्ट फॉर द ब्रिटिशर्स टू ऑक्युपाई लाहौर. ब्रिटिशर्स, दे क्रॉस सतलज, and they went to Lahore and occupied Lahore on 20 February 1846. और वहाँ पर ही जब ऑक्यूपेशन हो रहा था, there were certain British officer who advised Lord Hardinge that it is a time that we can annex Punjab. Punjab can completely come into the British Empire. But Lord Hardinge did not agree. He was of the opinion that it is always better कि अफगानिस्तान और ब्रिटिश इंडिया के बीच में कोई एक ऐसा राज्य रहे हिंदू या सिखों का, जिसके ऊपर ब्रिटिशों का प्रभाव रहे. दे डोंट वांटेड टू कम इनटू डायरेक्टली कॉन्टैक्ट विद अफगानिस्तान. एंड ही वाज आल्सो नॉट श्योर कि अगर हम पंजाब को अभी एसिमिलेट कर लेते हैं ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया के एम्पायर में, तो विल दैट बी फाइनेंशियली वायबल. क्योंकि कोई भी एरिया जब आप ऑक्युपाई करते हैं, तो यू नीड टू सेट अप एन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन देयर, और वहां से जितना रेवेन्यू निकलेगा उससे ज्यादा खर्चा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पे होगा क्या, या फिर वहां पर किसी और राजा को रख के उससे केवल पैसे निकालना हमारे लिए ज्यादा फायदे की बात है अभी फिलहाल. So that was Britishers were very clever in calculating all those issues. And finally, Lord Hardinge, Governor General, decided that we are not going to annex the Khalsa Empire as of now. Let us allow King Dilip Singh to continue. And then on 9th March 1846, they entered into agreement. Lahore Darbar, who was of course defeated, King Dilip Singh, a small child of 6-7 year old, he was acknowledged as Maharaja, and Sir Henry Lawrence became his regent. Regent means the person who will control the whole administration. And as a war indemnity, the Lahore Darbar was asked to pay 1.5 crore rupees. So it is a huge indemnity. Like I said, the Britishers, they always try to provoke their enemy, so that it is proved later on that it was their enemies who attacked first. And Lahore Darbar was made responsible for starting the war. And as Lahore Darbar was not in a position to pay such a huge amount of money, certain portion of that Khalsa Darbar was taken away from the Darbar, and it was made the part of it was given to the Britishers for collection of the revenue. उसके बाद में जैसे गुलाब सिंह को उन्होंने जो प्रॉमिस किया था कि एरिया बिटवीन सिंधु बीज एंड कश्मीर, all that area was the part of Khalsa Empire. It was separated from Khalsa Empire and it was given to Gulab Singh. Directly, openly नहीं दे सकते थे, तो it was made an agreement कि this area is given to Gulab Singh, so that Gulab Singh could pay a certain amount of money, that is 10 lakh pound, to the Britishers. Lal Singh was made chief minister of Dilip Singh, and Rani Jindan, that is Dilip Singh's mother, she was also made regent. The kind of caretaker. And all the area beyond Satluj, Jalandhar Doab and Hazara, it is now given to Britishers. the restrictions were put on the Sikh army, that Sikh army will not have more than 25 platoons. Each platoon will have 800 soldiers, and it will not have more than 12,000 cavalry. Or all the artillery of Sikh army will be handed over to the British, and the Sikh Darbar will not keep any European in the service without the consent of the Britishers. Now, this is the first Anglo-Sikh war which the Sikh lost because of the betrayal of their own commanders. And after that, what happened? The agreement I have already told you. Now, in between the first Anglo-Sikh war and in between the second Anglo-Sikh war, which had started in 1848, so there is a gap of almost 2 years. So what are the important events that took place between these 2 years? In fact, these events between these 2 years had created an atmosphere of war. ये 2 साल में जो घटनाएं हुई उसके कारण ही युद्ध का वातावरण बनते चला गया. तो ये कौन कौन सी महत्वपूर्ण घटनाएं थी जिसके कारण अंत में दूसरा एंग्लो सिख वॉर हुआ, इसके बारे में मैं आपको अभी बताता हूँ. In case you are having any doubt or if you need any repetition, you can put the question in the Q&A in your chat box. Now, ये जो एग्रीमेंट हुई थी लाहौर दरबार के साथ में फर्स्ट एंग्लो सिख वॉर के बाद में, उसमें ये बात डिसाइड हुई थी कि द ब्रिटिशर्स विल नॉट इंटरफेयर इन द इंटरनल मैटर्स ऑफ द सिख. लेकिन ब्रिटिशों ने इस बात को नहीं माना. दे कंटिन्यू टू इंटरफेयर. और किंगडम ऑफ कश्मीर जो गुलाब सिंह को दी गई थी, तो दरबार में जो लाल सिंह और जिंदन कौर थे उनको ये बात पसंद नहीं आई. तो जब गुलाब सिंह कश्मीर का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन अपने हाथ में लाने के लिए गया तो वहां पर उसको कुछ समस्या हुई. उसके बाद में वहां पर का जो मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन था उन्होंने गुलाब सिंह के खिलाफ विद्रोह कर दिया. और बाद में ब्रिटिशों ने इसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया और उन्होंने अपने निष्कर्ष निकाले कि उन लोगों को भड़काने में लाल सिंह का और जिंदन कौर का हाथ है. लाल सिंह को अपने एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से दूर कर दिया गया, उसकी सारी जागीर जब्त कर दी गई और उसको बनारस भेज दिया गया. उसके बाद में जिंदन कौर को भी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से निकाल दिया गया और एक नई एग्रीमेंट बना दी गई. 1846 16 दिसंबर को ये एग्रीमेंट साइन करनी पड़ी दिलीप सिंह को. दैट इज कॉल्ड एग्रीमेंट ऑफ बोरवॉल. और इस एग्रीमेंट में क्या था कि एक रीजेंसी बनेगी, रीजेंसी ऑफ 8 पीपल. वो खालसा दरबार में जो महत्वपूर्ण लोग थे 8 लोगों को एक साथ लाके एक रीजेंसी बनाई दी गई, एक कमिटी बना दी गई हु विल बी रिस्पांसिबल फॉर द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. और ये जो रीजेंसी थी, ये जो काउंसिल थी, दैट विल वर्क अंडर द गाइडेंस ऑफ ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट. ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट वहां पर रहेगा और उसके गाइडेंस में काम करेंगे. ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट विल ऑलवेज सुप्रीम. सर हेनरी लॉरेंस को वहां पर ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंस बना दिया गया लाहौर में. एंड ये जो अरेंजमेंट थी ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट और काउंसिल की, that will continue till 1854 till the time महाराजा दिलीप सिंह becomes ये बड़े नहीं हो जाते, उनको समझ नहीं आ जाती. When he will be of age, he will be matured enough to look after the administration, this council will be dissolved. Rani Jindan was removed from politics and she was given pension. She was not even made a member of regency. And the Britishers, they were given right to occupy any fort in the Lahore region. The British army will be kept at Lahore now, and in return, the Britishers will be given 22 lakh rupees from the Darbar for their maintenance. Tej Singh was made chief advisor, and he was given title of Raja. And now, because of this arrangement, we see that the Britishers have now become the virtual ruler of Punjab. Dilip Singh remained just a kind of nominal ruler. तो ये जो घटनाएं थी, नया एग्रीमेंट इम्पोज करना, रानी जिंदन को हटाना, because of all that there was a kind of anger among the Sikh community, among the people of Punjab against the Britishers. गुलाब सिंह को भी कश्मीर का राज्य अलग से दे देना, ये बात भी कई लोगों को पसंद नहीं आई थी. अभी let us go to the war and let us take the overview of the causes. ये जो सिचुएशन थी, ब्रिटिशों ने सिखों को हराया था. लोगों के मन में अभी भी ये भावना थी कि सिख आर्मी जीत सकती थी, लेकिन कमांडर हैज बिट्रेड देम. दूसरी बात, ब्रिटिशों ने हर जगह पर अपना ऑक्यूपेशन कर लिया था और उनका जो प्रेजेंस था वो सिखों को बड़ा इरिटेट करता था. दैट वाज अ कांस्टेंट सोर्स ऑफ इरिटेशन बिकॉज सिख्स वर वेरी प्राउड रेस. And at all level there is a British presence. We have to listen to the Britishers everywhere. That was not liked by the Sikh, and the anti-British sentiment was quite high. The Sikh army की संख्या कम कर दी गई थी और कई सिख आर्मी के सोल्जर्स को नौकरी से निकाल दिया गया था। तो ये जो डिसबैंडेड सिख आर्मी जो थी, they those people were also very angry, and the Britishers from their side also tried to win over the Muslims from the Sikh. They tried to instigate Muslims against the Sikh. और उसके बाद में ब्रिटिशों ने कहा कि रानी जिंदन जो है, शी इज इंडल्जिंग इनटू द कॉन्स्पिरेसी वन आफ्टर अनदर, एंड देन शी वाज रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम पंजाब टू चुनर, जो कि नॉर्थ इंडिया में, यूपी में है। वहां पर उसको रखा गया पहले, और बाद में उसको केवल पेंशन दे दी गई। तो सिख वेर क्वाइट एंग्री द वे रानी जिंदन वाज ट्रीटेड, and British, so they were of course looking for an opportunity so that the revolt or the war should take place, so that they can finally occupy Punjab altogether. सो यू नो ऑल दिस सिचुएशन, देखिए वो जो पहली जो लड़ाई हुई थी 1846 में, 45-46 में, और अभी 2 साल के बाद में ये सिचुएशन राइप हो गई थी कि देयर वाज एन अनदर रिवोल्ट लीडिंग, देयर वाज अ रिवोल्ट लीडिंग टू द सेकंड एंग्लो सिख वॉर। सो इसके कारण अभी जो इमीडिएट जो कारण बना, जो फ्लैश पॉइंट जो बना, वो था मिस ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ मुलराज एंड छतर सिंह। Mulraj was governor of Multan and Chhatar Singh was governor of Hazara. So these two people, they were mistreated by the Britishers. वहाँ पर ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट जाते थे, ब्रिटिशों के अधिकारी जाते थे, and they did not pay give good respect. You know, the Britishers army used to be stationed in a small number, and they will not listen to the governor. They will not listen to Mulraj. They will not listen to Chhatar Singh. और दूसरी बात ये थी कि छतर सिंह की जो डॉटर थी, शी वाज टू बी मैरिड टू किंग दिलीप सिंह, बट ब्रिटिशर्स दे रिफ्यूज परमिशन फॉर दैट। तो ये बात भी छतर सिंह को अच्छी नहीं लगी कि दिस इज अ पर्सनल मैटर है, और ब्रिटिशों को अपने तरीके से ये लगा कि इफ हिज डॉटर इज मैरिंग टू द किंग, ही विल बिकम अ स्ट्रॉन्गर पर्सन, क्योंकि ये दो लोग ही उस समय पंजाब में स्ट्रॉन्ग थे, हु कुड यू नो had a potential to challenge the British authority. They also instigated Muslims in Hazara against Chhatar Singh. इन मुस्लिमों ने रिवॉल्ट कर दिया, एंड दे सराउंडेड छतर सिंह इन अ फोर्ट. Somehow Chhatar Singh could save himself, but he understood that probably the Britishers are against this kind of instigation. अभी ये छतर सिंह ने अपने बेटे को भी he sent message. उसका बेटा था शेर सिंह, quite an influential noble, and शेर सिंह and his father Chhatar Singh and Mulraj, they now prepared for revolting against the Britishers. और जो भी सिख थे, जो भी गुस्सा थे ब्रिटिशों के खिलाफ, ब्रिटिशों से नफरत करते थे, दे ऑल जॉइन हैंड्स विद शेर सिंह. And now Sher Singh, he thought of joining hands with Mulraj, the governor of Multan. But here, you know, the British officer, they played a trick again. They were very clever. So, you know, एक letter लिखा गया. That letter was written by the British officer Herbert Edward. And in that letter, Herbert Edward congratulates Sher Singh for pretending to join Mulraj. उसने शेर सिंह को लिखा कि बहुत अच्छा किया तुमने शेर सिंह, तुमने मुलराज की आंखों में धूल झोंकी और आप उसका दोस्त बनने का नाटक कर रहे हो. और जब ये उन्होंने अरेंजमेंट इस तरीके से की कि लेटर मुलराज के हाथ में पड़ जाए, और जब मुलराज को लेटर मिला तो ही लॉस्ट द ट्रस्ट ओवर शेर सिंह. शेर सिंह ने कई बार उनको कन्विंस करने की कोशिश की कि आई हैव नथिंग टू डू विद दिस लेटर एंड दिस इज अ कॉन्स्पिरेसी, बट मुलराज वाज नो longer willing to trust him, and you know that this has created differences. Britishers have managed to separate these two people, and Sher Singh he finally left Multan. Sher Singh has also tried to communicate with Dost Muhammad, the Amir of Afghanistan, and requested him to join hands against the Britishers. Now many Sikh they have joined Sher Singh. Now Britishers from their part also did not try to stop the revolt at the early phase, क्योंकि वो चाहते ही थे कि रिवॉल्ट बढ़े और उनको चांस मिले कि सारे पंजाब के ऊपर अपना अधिकार स्थापित कर दे. So as they did not try to stop, the revolt spread to significant portion, and the first battle fought between the British army and the Sikh, that is battle of Ramnagar, which was fought in the 22nd November 1848. And in this battle the Britishers were defeated by Sikh. And here, you know, Lord Dalhousie, now the new Governor General, he was stationed at Ludhiana. He was an imperialist, definitely, who wanted to annex the kingdoms. Sher Singh has written a letter to Dalhousie, and in that he justifies the revolt of the Sikh. He says that you have mistreated our Queen Jindan and you have handed over Kashmir to Gulab Singh, and he mentions some other reasons like insult to the Sikh, so on and so forth. Now this correspondence did not had much of effect. Now the Britishers, they organized their forces. They called reinforcement from all over India wherever they had their empire spread. And this reinforced army was sent to Multan, and Mulraj was surrounded in the fort. Mulraj continued to fight from the fort. Now, when he was surrounded in the fort, the another part of British army was fighting war against Sher Singh. And in this whole second Anglo-Sikh war, the most highly contested battle is Battle of Chilianwala. That was fought on 13 January 1849. The British commander was Sir Gough, and he attacked Sher Singh. There was a lot of cannon firing from both sides, the army of Sher Singh, Sikh army, and the British army. And in that, nearly 2,500 soldiers died from the British side. Now, the Sikh army, they moved around the battlefield, they killed large number of soldiers, and in the night they withdraw. So that night withdrawal is claimed by the Britishers as a victory, but historians say that that was an indecisive battle. We cannot say that the Britishers have won. In fact, they lost large number of people, and this has created a kind of loss of reputation for General Gough. But now, though that Chilianwala battle was indecisive, Britishers somehow managed to capture Multan, because one unfortunate incident has happened. When the Britishers were pressing the siege, Mulraj was in the fort. British reinforcement came from Bombay, and unfortunately, the artillery store in the fort of Multan got fire, and that led to the huge loss. As artillery store was burned, Mulraj, he lost the firepower. He could not fire from the fort on the British army, and the British army, they managed to break the wall and enter in the fort, and Mulraj surrendered on 22nd January 1849. The third important battle that was fought, and this was the last battle, that is battle of it is known as the Battle of Cannon, which was fought at a place called Gujarat on the bank of river Chenab. Please don't confuse it with the Gujarat state in India. There is a place called Gujarat on the bank of Chenab, where this war was fought in Punjab. And now, after as Multan has surrendered, Mulraj has surrendered. Now the Britishers, they turned their full attention on Chhatar Singh and Sher Singh. So the Britishers now by this time had a very huge army, 2.5 lakh people, and they had 100 big cannon. Six soldiers were also quite significant number, 61,500, and they had 21 cannon. And on the bank of Chenab, this battle was fought. The artillery, the of bombardment from cannon, it went on for 3 hours, and it really created a deadly havoc in both the army. But the Britishers, they were quite superior in number, had a better artillery. Finally, the Sikh gave in. Sikh army was decisively defeated on 12th March 1949. So the revolt that started in 1848, it took almost a year for the Britishers to suppress the revolt, and this is called the Second Anglo-Sikh War. Now, so there are certain important events you must remember. Who was Mulraj? He was governor of Multan. Who was Chhatar Singh, Sher Singh? These are the important figure who fought against the Britishers during this Second Anglo-Sikh War. Now, as the Britishers were decisively defeated, Dilip Singh was removed from the throne, and Sikh Empire is now merged with the British. And this is one of the important example of the British injustice. Because how far the British are justified in annexing Punjab. The revolt was done by Mulraj, Chhatar Singh, and Sher Singh. Dilip Singh has not done anything. He remained loyal to the Britishers. He accepted the terms, and he followed the terms. Now, as the British Regency was there, supported by the council, it was responsibility of that regent and council to maintain the law and order in the Sikh Empire. But Dilip Singh was made scapegoat. He had nothing to do with the revolt, but his empire became extinct now and assimilated in the British Empire. So whatever the consequences, that is the Sikh Empire has ended now. The British, they got one of the most prosperous province. Punjab is known to be very most prosperous, and but now the Britishers immediately they gave a good law and order in Punjab, and we see that in 1857 when North India there was a revolt against the Britishers. The Sikh remain loyal. 1857 में सिख जो थे वो ब्रिटिशों के लॉयल सपोर्टर बने रहे. तो ये हमने देखा शुरू से. देखिए फर्स्ट एंग्लो सिख वॉर 1845-46. यहाँ पर मेन इंपॉर्टेंट रीजन था इंस्टिगेशन, फ्रॉम द ब्रिटिशों के साइड में, और हार का मेन कारण था कि जो सिख कमांडर थे वो यहाँ मिले हुए थे ब्रिटिशों से। और दूसरा जो एंग्लो सिख वॉर हुआ है वो है रिवोल्ट जो लोगों ने किया, बिकॉज दे वर नॉट हैप्पी, they were hurt by the behavior of the Britishers as well as the Britishers treatment given to Rani Jindan. और ये जो second Anglo-Sikh war हुआ, the main role was played by Chattar Singh and his son Sher Singh. They were governor of Hazara. Chattar Singh was governor of Hazara, and Mulraj, the governor of Multan. And at the end of this two war, the British had occupied the Sikh kingdom, and their empire became further, extensive. Well, so here the Anglo-Sikh wars. There are two wars that topic ends here. In case you are having any doubt, you can ask me. Yes. Otherwise, we are closing for today. I think you have a class at 11:30 again. Kureti sir's class is there. So, okay, thank you so much. In case of any doubt, you ask, and I'm sure you have already written your assignments topic on the Google Classroom.